We're done. We're going to start with Orlando and Houston. Here we go. Got a little overtime action. 117-113 win for the Rockets. KD leads 35 points, 5 and 6. Shengun with 30, 12 and 8. Reed Shepherd, your guy, 16 points. Look, Houston started the season 0-2 after everybody thought, oh my gosh, they're going to be so amazing. And then they started to doubt. And now they've won 9 of their last 10. See what happens when you start to doubt. The big thing last year was the offense. Like, what are they going to do? How are they lacking it? Not having a legit closer. That's all over and done with, you guys. Anybody surprised, Chandler, of how this has gone so far?
I am not. When you put Kevin Durant on a team and he is healthy and he's fitting in so well with Sungen, he's fitting in with this young core, and they've done a great job, honestly, with just a combination of young talent. And if OKC and San Antonio kind of weren't doing what they're doing, we would be talking about this young core with Thompson, with Sungen, with Jabari Smith Jr., with Reed Shepherd. They have so much talent. Then they go and bring in a guy like Kevin Durant, who is just fitting in seamlessly with Sungen. It's one of the better duos in the league. They're defending, scoring 125 points per game. So they're putting up at a really, really high clip. And now they have this closer in Kevin Durant, which last night just kind of showed what he can do. They can play through the big fella all night long. They can have Thompson kind of get downhill and initiate their offense. They have the true point guard, Reed Shepherd, that comes in. They have depth, they have size, they have a little bit of everything. But the game on the line, you can go to KD, and you see him on the ISO. We've been doing that for 2 decades. So I'm not surprised. They're well coached, they defend, and they can score a lot of points. There's so many different ways they can hurt you offensively. And the setup of them, again, like I said, if OKC and San Antonio weren't doing all this crazy things and all this talent and all this assets that they have, we'd be talking about this team and this core a lot more.
Yeah, you remember when the season started and they were 0-2, and Kevin Durant said he was happy that everybody was walking around pissed off because that showed how competitive they were and how they wanted to change the tide in Houston, right? And now you look up, they won 9 out of 10 and they're rolling. And if you look at this combination of KD and Sungen, they're like a blast from the past. Like, you remember old school teams, you had a really good guard and you had a really good big. You could play pick and roll, you can space the floor. This is that in 2025 with these two guys. Like Sungen, they can play the pick and roll, or he can ISO, he can post up. KD obviously can shoot the basketball and score the basketball from anywhere. That gives you so much space, and now that makes it easier for your role players to even be successful when you got 2 different guys that can score the basketball and create so much spacing on the offensive end, and it's worked. Like, look at last night. They just took turns trying to win the game each, you know? KD hits a big shot. Now you can dump it into Sungen. This is a recipe for winning for Houston, man, and with these 2 guys, and it looks good. It looks great to watch.
And what a luxury for, like, the Thompsons, for the Smiths, to have all the attention basically on that duo. That's going to free up their development. It's going to free up their offensive game, and they're going to be able to kind of get off in certain areas that they weren't able to without Kevin Durant on the floor. And the fact that, think about it, Fred goes down.
Yep.
They still have guys like Clint Capella, let's not play. Dorian Finney-Smith, we haven't even talked about him once. He's going to be valuable once he comes back. So this team is also one of the deeper teams.
That's right.
Where they can go 10, 11, 12 deep. Josh Okogie's been solid. Adams has been solid. Like, they have so many guys, so many weapons where they can go small, they can go big, they can play fast, they can play slow. Like, they're one of the more versatile, deeper teams in the league.
Great role players, man.
Yeah.
So let's, we always have to try to figure out lists and bests and all of that. Obviously, KD once played with a man named Steph Curry, but let's just put that aside. Is Sungen the second best running mate he's had?
You can't overlook West Harden.
I mean, that's why.
You can't overlook James Harden. You can't overlook Kyrie Irving.
Not overlooking.
These guys play with a lot of really, really
Just play safe.
We ain't gonna do that. It's a lot.
It's fresh. It's fresh. They're figuring out something here, but those guys have history. Those guys have years. Those guys are first ballot Hall of Famers. Sungen is not quite there yet. He is an unbelievable talent, and his game is kind of taken to the next level. But no, with the names that we just listed, those guys are shoe-in Hall of Famers. Those guys are multiple All-Stars, MVPs. Like, Kevin Durant's playing with a lot.
And I don't know if they get the opportunity to play with each other long enough as teammates. I had to clean that up because I already know how you operate.
It's already too late. You already said it.
I don't know if they have the time to establish that type of synergy that these other guys did. Like, they fell short in Brooklyn, but Kyrie Irving was there. James Harden was there, and Kyrie is a champion. And so, like Chandler just mentioned, those guys have a laundry list of accomplishments that they've created. I don't know if Sungen and KD have the time to build that same type of synergy as well together.
Well, what about the style? Not necessarily comparing the talent levels of but the style and how it allows KD to play. I mean, he's been very complimentary.
I think it's still being written. Now, what I do like is I like the way that they do play together. Like, those two guys are a great 1-2 punch, but it's still being written. Like, we're still early in the season. And again, this is a team that has some adversity to start the season. It looked like they figured it out. It looks like this is gonna be a team to deal with. We said it preseason, all the teams down in Texas are gonna be a problem. Every single one of them, and with the exception of Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, they've held their end of the bargain. So this story is still being written. I would like to see what happens. You know, come All-Star break, let's look at their record. Let's look at how much noise they've made, but it's still being built. I like it.
Yeah, and Sungen, again, I don't want to discredit what he's done and the leap he's taken, but playing with a big guy like that sees the floor like he does, he's very similar to Jokic in that where you can play through him, he can be aggressive, you can give him to him off the block, he can get a defensive rebound, he can initiate the offense. So that's, I think, early on this season when we were concerned of the point guard position. Are they going to start Ahmed Thompson? He's going to be out of position. When you have a guy like him, it's such a luxury because 1 through 5 can bring it up. 1 through 5 are interchangeable. You can start the offense with anybody on the floor when you have a center like him.
Yeah.
So it's a huge luxury to play with a guy like that. And although, yes, this is Kevin Durant's team, I think, and that's the thing, when you knock Kevin Durant for going to the Warriors, every team he's been on, he's been the best team, and he's still doing that right now. So the success they're having, it starts and ends with Kevin Durant. For them to actually be that contending team, he's gonna have to do things like this and stay consistent, stay healthy.
Where are they right now on your 1-2 punch tier?
You can't really overlook the Thunder. You can't really overlook the other team that's ahead of them in the West right now, the Nuggets, because they've been consistent. They've been doing it for a while with Jokic and Murray. But when you look at the versatility that these two bring, they're a top duo for sure. I don't know rankings-wise what they would be right now, but top 3 maybe. Like they're really, really good.
Top 3's kind of a big deal. We'll take top 3. All right, we'll take top 3. Stat line-wise, everyone loves to look at stat lines and try to figure out how it matches. Where's the pattern? Well, KD's this year is very similar to that first championship year that he had with the Warriors. Again, it's about the style, not about the talent of the other players on the roster. This feels perhaps like natural fit-wise, this might be the best that he's had since.
Yeah, it looks right. It looks right. Like with this team, again, he and Sungen, they're gonna be the 1-2 punch, and then they have a bunch of guys around them that understand their roles, that understands their positions and what they bring to the table. I think that's great for him. You know, his last few stops, he's been on teams with other superstars. He's been on teams with other guys that can go out and get 25, 30 in any given night. And so that has taken some adjustments, and he's tried to play basketball the right way in those groups. You know, even when he was with Golden State, he went out and said, yeah, like, I'm Kevin Durant. I can go out and get 50 at any given time. I'm just trying to play the right way. I'm trying to play team basketball. I'm trying to play system basketball. And he went out the very next night and literally had 50 points just to show if I wanted to be selfish, if I wanted this to be all about me, I can go out there and I can do that. Brooklyn was the same thing. On a team with a James Harden, with a Kevin, with a Kyrie Irving, you kind of got to find a place. You got to find your spots to go out and be aggressive. Then obviously you go out to Phoenix, same scenario. But now here in Houston, Sungen is going to get 30 shots a night. KD is going to get 25 shots a night. And they don't even need that many shots if they want, because look how efficient he is. He's doing this on 16 shots a night.